So I'm just going to do my general thoughts around NC, the map, fights in general, new player stuff really. So you join NC, you start getting into NC after a couple of months, you start building your character up, and then you realise NC's a load of shit, so you switch factions. That's literally what happens to most people because they leave. There's no veteran players on NC, not that many veteran players. Now I'm talking about good leadership, good veteran players, people that have been around for a long time. There's just nothing out there. There's no information out there for NC. I have to message other people from other factions and that have been around a lot longer than what I have and say, well, what's this? You know, is this good any good? Is this good? Is that good? Now, I've played for a long time, but the lack of veteran players kind of gets to you sometimes because there's just no one to ask, no one to talk to. And a lot of times you're left wondering what the hell. Now, a good example of just NC being NC is like the other day, for example. We was fighting at a base, stopping TR from pushing. Now, TR can't push because they haven't got the numbers. So they're fighting at a base. And the VS are cutting us off. Literally, they've pushed down one lane and are cutting us off. So we lose every base. We lose all the bases on the map, basically. So I come along and start telling NC in Yell chat at the base we're at to blow up the Sunday and just leave the base. Now they don't do that. They spend the whole alert at this one base. We lose the alert, which doesn't bother me about losing or winning the alert too much. Just the fact that it just really annoyed me that NC just didn't like move. So like here, for example, say this was the map. They was fighting like here at Woodman's. And VS had pushed down this lane and was cutting off this base here. They're still at Woodman's and I'm telling them, NC, you need to defend the base, but they don't defend it. Stuff like that really, really annoys you. And the other thing that really annoys you is team killing. The amount of times I get team killed. I mean, the other day I came on and there's two Colossus tanks shooting each other. They'd calling each other out and just shooting each other in faction chat. I'm like, what the hell? Like, just attack VS. Like, we've got VS pushing. We're getting farmed by VS, like really good players. And then you look over and you've got people team killing each other and trying to blow each other up in two Colossus tanks. Like, you just can't even make this stuff up. Like, what the hell? So yeah. So new players, they struggle because a lot of times, like during good hours, we lose alerts. Now, most of our strength comes from zerging. Like somebody on the forums was saying, well, you zerg, you're a shitty zerg out like faction. Yeah, I get that we zerg. And sometimes like we can have the highest pop in the game and we still lose. Like we still lose the whole continent alert. Because NC aren't organised. Like they used to be semi-organised. But once one outfit leader might come on like and push an alert, and probably one cav leader might come on and push an alert. But generally overall you just find that there's just no cohesion most of the time. And like now I've been on for a couple of hours and I'm not in a squad. I've had people invite me to squads, I've joined the squad and the squad's not doing anything. Like they're not putting out waypoints, they're just like, let's have a look at squads. So you've got some squads but there's just nothing. Like there's a 4-man squad here. There's Joey 800. 8,000. I don't know any of these. LBF. So yeah, it's just a really hard faction to play. And on top of that, nothing really happens like on the server. Like, granted that Task Force and Summer 1 Cav and LBF and other people have squadded up in, you know, have squadded up and got a squad going and made it fun for NC, because at the end of the day, you know, having a squad, an organised squad, is nice. It's a nice thing to do. And on PC, I'm guessing there's hundreds of organised squads going around, doing all sorts of crazy stuff, from harasser gameplay to, you know, point holding to all this. Well, on series, you don't get that. You don't get that at all. And it's just, sometimes, you just can't be asked. You come on, there's nobody on, and you log off. Like, I'm not talking about nobody on. There's people on, but I'm talking about veteran players, people you can party up with, people who use mic, that sort of people. They don't tend to stick around. They just tend to go to another faction and start another character, because NC is just really bad. So with that in mind, population wise, so we've seen an increase in population over the months. Well, I feel like we have. It doesn't seem like that on paper, because when you look at Fizu, it doesn't seem to have gone up, and it seems to have gone down, really, when you look at the numbers. But fights are busier. Like, they're really busy, and sometimes you get fights elsewhere in the middle. A good example of this is Esamir, where the actual map is really, really good. Like, there's no biolabs to go in, so people don't go in the biolabs and congregate in there for hours on end. They actually push bases, which is what the game is designed to do. You know, they push bases. Like yesterday, we was pushing VS, and VS was pushing us. Now, granted, we didn't have the population to attack both sides. We had people defending against the Reds, against the TR, but TR had a massive Zerg going on. And they were Zerging, and we just didn't have the population to fight both factions. We had one faction, one full faction, pushing one side, and we had a full, well, I wouldn't say full VS faction. We had a couple of SZN guys pushing down one lane. Now, it made it fun because, like, nothing happens, but it was nice on Esamir to have someone push the map and you try and defend it, instead of just staying at one base, stalemate for hours and hours on end. So that's pretty good. Like, the population has gone up, and fights in the middle are busier. I mean, I remember when I used to come on and there used to be 50 people aside, and you'd go to a fight and it'd just be a dead fight, and you'd be just trying to get that one kill for hours on end. And for new players, this is the problem. Like, when you go to the American server, they've got different fights going on all over the map. They've got experienced players to non-experienced players to just new players. Like, they've got lots going on. So when you come to series, like, you go to the middle and you're fighting all the veteran players. Like, every veteran player on the server is in the middle. They're not in a biolab somewhere to the left. They're not to the right pushing down one lane. Then they're not anywhere. They're smack bang in the middle. So as a new player, you join, you go in the middle, because that's where it puts you, because that's where the only fight's going, and you have to fight veteran players. You can't leave. And you get cheesy players, like, I'm talking about shotgun heavy assaults, shotgun light assault C4, you know, you get thumper heavies going around, and you can't avoid these people. You have to, like, yesterday I had a heavy guy using Lasher, and he was going around getting tons of kills with a Lasher. The Lasher isn't, like, technically OP, it's just that you've got all these new players hanging around, and they're just getting farmed by a Lasher. Like, they don't know what to do, they don't know how to counter that. Now, obviously, you can't change fights and go somewhere else. You know, it's not the guy's fault for using the Lasher, he's using the Lasher because he wants to use it. I wouldn't say that you can't use the Lasher, like, that's just stupid. But then to say, well, okay, well, he's using Lasher, I don't know how to defend against it. I'm going to go somewhere else. Well, you can't, because there's nowhere else on the map to go. There's only one fight in the middle, and that's it. Now, as you can see, we're getting cut off here. And see, it's fighting here. They haven't realised we're getting cut off, and we're going to get cut off. I'm not going to... But, yeah. So, the game can be quite stressful as a new player. It can be quite stressful as a veteran player, because you're trying to organise the new players. Nobody really listens half the time, and you just feel like you go on to NC, you go on to VS or TR, and you see them commenting in faction chat. They're just like, they've had organisation, some organisation, like just coming on for one day and having an organised squad. that pushes the map and says, right, we've got medics, we've got heavies, organisation, and they actually push the map, and you get a medic that's medicing you. Because 90% of the time, NC doesn't use medics. So you die, you respawn, you die, you respawn, and it's just going back and forth for hours, because you go to a base, and like my kill to death is absolute crap, because I use like engineer all the time. Which I don't mind. I'll use engineer, like, who cares? I don't care if my kill to death is bad. But you fight constant heavy assaults. Like, every day, 24 hours a day, you're fighting heavy assaults. Whether it be TR heavies. And you can't, sometimes you just can't get kills. Like, it is what it is. You can't change fights. So you have to stick it out. Now, obviously, I could change to heavy, or I could change class to a light assault with a shotgun and go around shotgun everyone. It doesn't really bother me too much, but new players, they just get farmed. Like, nothing they can do about it. Like, they just, like, I've had people that have joined the server and they've said to me, oh, I'm gonna quit, this isn't for me. They've been playing 2 days. Like, they're calling retirement on the server. Like, they're saying, oh yeah, this server, I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna take time off. Time off? You've been on for like 2 days, bro. You're not going to get good at the game in 2 days. Yeah, I get it, you're getting farmed by heavies, but seriously. So, yeah, it can be a bit of a mess. It can be a hell of a mess. Like, look, this is what you're up against. They're not even going to the construction site to contest it. So most of the time, you don't get any organisation, and you're left wondering why you even started playing NC in the first place. Now, obviously, yeah, you could change factions, but the stuff you bought in NC is just, you don't want to lose it. Like, organisation-wise, there's no squads on half the time. Like, you might get a squad that squads up, but most of the time, like over the Christmas period, a lot of squads have been saying, well, we're taking time off, we're chilling. Which I get that, but then nothing gets done on the map. We don't push the map, everyone gets farmed. And because, like, the game relies on organisation to actually get things done. And if no outfits are on organising, this goes for any server, like any server across the board. Like, I've read, like, I was reading someone was on PC the other day. I was reading a Reddit thread, and somebody said there's no organisation on my particular, faction. There's nothing going on. And somebody said, well, the good outfits that used to be around aren't around anymore because they've all got older and moved on to other games, like, or they've just got a life, like they have to have a life. Who's this guy? Okay, how you doing? So they have to have a life. Like, I mean, this game's 8 years old, so people who played 8 years ago, they've obviously got a lot older since then, and obviously probably got kids now or something. I don't know. Not quite, but you know what I mean. I've probably got kids and I'm probably married now. So coming on every day and running an outfit is not going to happen. Like, so all the old guys that have been around, all the veteran players, like, you don't see them anymore. They don't run outfits. And the thing is, the new guys that are coming in haven't got the knowledge that they had. So getting things done is just sometimes a bit of a pain, really. So from a new player perspective, you need to, like, I'm going to be honest with you with ceres, you need to stick it out. Like, don't feel the need to just, like, change servers or just quit the game. The game's, like, got a lot busier since this update, and they're updating it regular. And I see a lot more, like, new players around. And it's good. Like, they're rearranging the maps to make it more, like, to make fights better. Like, a good example of this is Esamir, where they don't have a biolab and they don't have, like, a middle base. They do have a middle base, but it's really easy to take, and people don't tend to stay there for long periods. So oftentimes you'll get a fight at another base adjacent to the middle, which is nice. So they are rearranging the maps. I'm guessing they listen to player feedback, because they're doing a lot for new players. They're trying to make it so that a lot of the new players coming in have good tutorials. They're trying to make a lot of new player stuff available. yeah, I do a lot on my YouTube, but I'm not, like, my YouTube isn't going to be a long-term thing. I don't want to carry my YouTube on for years and years and years. Like, I don't want to be a really good YouTuber like some of the, like, there's other YouTubers out there that do a better job than what I do. Like, 100% better job. I'm just, like, trying to talk about the basics. And, yeah, I might go into detail a little bit, but I'm trying to think about it as though you've just joined and started playing the game. Because a lot of the stuff you talk about, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I was talking to a veteran player yesterday. I messaged him because I'm struggling to get, like, good at the game, because there's just no veteran players to hang around with half the time. And yeah, it's rough, like, because there's no good outfits half the time. Like, you just want somebody to medic you. You just want somebody to follow around and medic you when you die, but you don't even get that. Like, it's just a mess. Like, so yeah, they are listening to player feedback. They are making a lot of stuff available to new players, so that's good. I mean, a lot of the veteran players have left, but we've got nobody coming in to take their place. Like, a lot of new players just leave because the game is just really bad. Like, for new players, it's just a mess. Like, cold tier, you go to cold tier and there's just hundreds of people stat padding. Like, it's a fucking joke. Like, that's, like, what did I do? I went there the other day, and there was a whole outfit there. There was a whole TR outfit there. They were just farming the hell out of new players. Like, what the hell is this about? So I spoke to this guy, because this guy was getting killed all the time. Like, I go there, and at first I thought they were stat padding. I was like, this guy is spawning so they can stat pad. Well, he wasn't. He's a new player, really confused. He's getting shotgun fucking heavy assault, and he's getting, what was it, chain gunned. I was like, what the hell? So I messaged him. I was like, are you new to the game? And he doesn't respond at first because he doesn't know how to message back. Anyway, he's like, I've just Googled how to message in PSN. PlanetSide. He's like, yeah, how you doing? Anyway, he got to talk to me. Turns out the guy's new and he's only been playing for like 2 days. He said, I installed it like a couple of days ago and I don't know what I'm doing. Now, straight away off the bat, he's gone into cold tier because I guess that's where the game's put him. And he's just getting farmed by like a group of heavy assaults using shotgun, like shotgun heavy, and then you've got chain gun heavy with shotgun. Like, then they've got a medic backing them up. They've got a medic following around, medicing them. And this guy, he's like level 2 or something. He's getting killed. Like level 5 or something. Like, what the hell's going on? Like, the game is so messed up for new players. It's not even funny. Like, that's just funny. And then I made a comment about it on Reddit. And people were like, oh, what the hell are you on about, Commando? Oh, you must be on drugs or something. Nah, they don't stat pad there. No, that's a load of rubbish. No, they don't go there and farm new players. No, that's like just the biggest shit ever. No. I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm talking out my arse. But it is like that. Like, honestly, why does cold tier even exist? Like, it doesn't even make sense. Anyway, that's going off the topic, but yeah. So as a new player, you need to stick it out. Like, the population's getting better all the time. There's a lot of veteran players still around. Granted, there's not many on NC. Like, I don't see that many. Now, there's outfits out there that say, well, we come over and help out. Like, cross-faction outfits and stuff like that. But you need solid outfits that stay on all the time. Now, I'm not saying they always push the map. But you need to, like, balance it out. Because a lot of times, like, VS and TR don't have good, like, solid pushing outfits. Outfits seem to come and go, but the game is based around outfits. Like, SZN outfit pushed yesterday on Esamir, which was nice. Like, they're all a good group of guys. Like, they're all pretty experienced players. But the thing is, like, you need that on all factions. Like, you need a good group of guys that are veteran, that have been around for a long time, to kind of push fights and, like, push a certain base to make a fight happen. But half the time, like, NC isn't organised, so NC won't do that. And people will come over, like some of the VS players will come over to NC and they'll push a certain base or they'll push a biolab and that will get a fight going. But yeah, it's just really rough sometimes. Like you can be like, I bet they've took that. Oh, they've actually stopped the base. Okay. But yeah, like it's just really rough. Like NC is just a rough faction to play. And people say, well, you zerg a lot. Like literally, that's how he take bases, by zerging. We can't take it any other way because, yeah, we don't do point holding on NC. We don't even know how to point hold. So yeah. Oh, LBF. So yeah, just kind of trying to talk about the server and just general things, really, things that have crossed my mind. With the Christmas update, all the new stuff's come out, which is nice. Like they've got missions, Christmas missions. It's really nice. So yeah, I've done the missions, but yeah, I recently unlocked this helmet, which looks really nice. I actually quite like it. And this Stardust camo. This Stardust camo looks amazing. Like, I didn't think it would look that good, but it actually does. So yeah, if you haven't done them, get them done. They're free. And the campaign on Esamir, get that done as well. The Esamir campaign is really straightforward as well. The only downside to the Esamir campaign is doing the, I think in one of the campaign missions, let's have a look. You have to go into the storm, I think. Yeah, there you go. Lightning grenade schematic. I don't know what that is. I don't know what the lightning grenade schematic is, but we're never going to get it because, yeah, because there's no storm. I think you need 300. Well, I read on the Reddit that you need 350 people, and there's not going to be 350 people. Oh well, 350 population on the server. The server's got a lot busier, don't get me wrong, but it peaks around 300 a day, roughly. Well, it has done over Christmas. Obviously, people are off because of Christmas at the moment. Plus, the virus isn't backing down anytime soon. Especially with Britain going into lockdown, it's a complete mess. So everybody's coming on PlanetSide, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's my general thoughts around ceres. The population's got really good to a point where I mean I've Iraxiumed my knife. I Iraxiumed the ice kill the other day, so that's good. It's all good, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, I've just got Slasher to do. Then I've got I don't know where the world will take me. I mean, I could do the Amaterasu, I could do the Mag Cutter, could do the Icebreaker, guys. Who knows? A whole compilation of knife kills? Probably not. I've got to do. So I'm trying to get the black camo, but I'm kind of taking the long way round, and I'm also doing knife kills and all the rest of it. So it's going to take me a long time. I mean, when I get the black camo, then I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to quit PlanetSide. I'm going to hang up my hat and quit PlanetSide. Probably. Because I'm going to be burnt out. No, I don't know. I'm just taking my time with it at the moment, so we'll see. Anyway, I'll leave you to it. Hope you have a good Christmas, and I'll see you soon, guys. Any questions, leave them down. Comments, you know the drill. Any new players, if you have any questions, you see me in game. My name's Commando. Feel free to whisper me and answer any questions. Any new player questions. Alright then, guys, I'll see you soon.